If you have been following my YouTube channel basically for the entire NBA season, you knew at the beginning of the year I had been hyping up the Atlanta Hawks that they would be a top 3 seed, potentially top 4 seed in the playoffs. I just didn't know if Lloyd Pierce was the coach. And then they get rid of Lloyd Pierce. I said going into the season, they had 9 guys who were almost 40% three-point shooters. And in this playoff, they have 7 of those guys healthy, excluding Hunter and Reddish. Okay, obviously some of these guys haven't been 40% shooters, but the young guys all have potential to be 40% shooters or had 40% shooters, and then older guys are guys who've had careers, multiple seasons of 40% shooting. Like, look, John Collins, people completely forget that he can hit threes. He had 19 points tonight. We go on about Trae Young and how great he's having how great he is at 3-point shooting. He was 2 of 6. And this was a team that this game wasn't even about 3-point shooting. It was about their scoring ability. And really, they had 4 guys in double-digit points, okay? They had Trae Young with 37, John Collins with 19. You know who was the big guy? Danilo Gallinari off the bench. He took that mismatch with Seth Curry so many times and was just hitting them. He had 8 rebounds. Okay, he hit 3 threes. And then Lou Wills. Okay, the whole year, Chris Dunn wasn't healthy. I think we saw him for the first time in this playoffs. He really didn't play at all this year. Rajon Rondo was supposed to be backup point guard. They got rid of him, bring in Lou Will, and Lou Will's been awesome. He is a guy who comes off the bench and just score. He's basically doing what Jordan Clarkson does for the Jazz. Just go out there, score. We don't really need you. He got 2 assists. That's awesome. We don't need you to get this steals. Not 2 assists. He had 3 assists, 2 steals. We don't really need you to get the steals, but we need you to score, and that's what he does. His plus minus was plus 29 when he was on the floor in his 23 minutes. That is ridiculous. Okay, Tony Snell, a guy is a good 3-point shooter. He's one of the best 3-point shooters this year at one point. Solomon Hill, a great role player who occasionally can have a 17, 15-point game from hitting a bunch of 3-point shots, and he can guard most shooting guards, most small forwards, and most power forwards. Okay, Onyeka Okongwu's starting to work into the rotation, a guy who comes in for at most 10 minutes a night, grabs like 5 or 6 boards, gets a block and a steal, drops 6 points. Awesome. Okay, Danilo Gallinari is, when they moved him to the bench, it's phenomenal because they put Bogdanovich, who actually had a terrible game this game, missed all his 3-point shots, only had 6 points. Kevin Huerter, another guy who's been phenomenal, did not have a great point, had 0 points, missed all of his 3-point shots, had 2 assists, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, okay, and had a block. And this is the type of game, okay, this is a team that we've seen the Jazz and the Nets struggle when their shooters aren't hitting their shots to hit their shots. And now that the fact that the Hawks don't have to worry about that because they have so many shooters and scorers on this team that, okay, if Capella, Bogdanovich, and Huerter have a bad night, Gallinari, Young, and Collins and Lou Will can pick up the pieces. Or if Gallinari, Lou Will, and Collins have a bad night, Capella, Young, Bogdanovich, and Huerter can pick up the pieces. And the best part is how Capella just grabs rebounds. And tonight he didn't even have an insane night, okay? It was basically very, very below average for him. Hands down, I'm really starting to believe that Atlanta might go to the finals. They're going to beat the Bucks or the Nets. Whoever come out from the thing, they're going to beat the 76ers. The 76ers can't solve this. The 76ers don't know how to defend this, okay? This has been just phenomenal by the Atlanta Hawks, okay? And I want to keep preaching Nate McMillan and what he's been able to do to create this very passing-oriented offense, 3-point shooting, but it's even this game they shot 34% from 3 compared to the 76ers who shot 43% from 3, hit 4 more 3-pointers and hit 46% from the field. They actually both hit 45.9% from the field. The Hawks had 39 of 85 attempts while the 76ers had 35 of 75, okay? And they started doing that foul and they kept sending Simmons to the line. Ben Simmons had 14 free throws, and Embiid had 13. Embiid hit 11 of them. Great for him. Ben Simmons hit 4 of them. Ben Simmons is a scrub, okay? And if you look at this, they lost the rebounding battle, except on the offensive side. They had 3 more opportunities to grab second chance points, okay? They definitely had more steals, and they had less turnovers. They won the turnover battle, but, the 76ers had 25 points off of the 11 turnovers that they did commit. So this is absurd, okay? That they have been able to do this against Kevin Huerter, a guy who's going to be a 17 points per game, 40% guy when he hits his prime. Trae Young, who's the next coming of Steph Curry. John Collins might need to be re-signed. I'm fully convinced on this train that they should re-sign John Collins. But holy crap, what a freaking game. What a freaking game. Okay? What they did to shut down Ben Simmons. Seth Curry had 36 points, and no one's going to talk about that because, like, they lost. They lost. And Joel Embiid didn't have any points from the 7-minute marker to the end of the game. He was a bum. Okay? In the fourth quarter when his team needed him the most. And they just came out on top. Winners. I want to hear your thoughts.